what it is, what it do. It's your girl Brittany, back better another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is, I know what it is. We both know I post frequently. All right, y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing a Dougie bow, our Dougie yow into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, y'all, so in today's video, we are getting into the room hate panel that they did. They did a live a couple days ago. Y'all know I had to get my notes together. Had to really sit down and get everything ready for y'all. So, number one, the delusional queen herself. The queen, obviously. Miss Delusional. So, they started off the panel with Queen and Man kind of going back and forth about Queen basically letting her sister Princess take the fades with Kash, and her like not jumping in, not trying to defend her sister. Basically, y'all know we seen Kash whoop her down on whatever episode Kash came in, and Ray smeared her real quick. So obviously in the last episode, we seen Queen kick. I mean, when I say foot was on Princess' chest and made her push back, she did the use Soldier Boy tell him in reverse. Okay, very much so. So Man was just saying like Queen should have jumped in. Queen should have hit Kash for her sister. I 110% agree. I 110% agree. As y'all know, if y'all watched the episode, Queen did nothing. She kind of was just sitting there. She was trying to make sure her sister was okay. She didn't say nothing in the room, but started popping it once her and her sister went upstairs. I definitely believe that Princess knew that Queen was scared. I mean, after so long, she didn't have her back. So it was kind of like, okay, my sister is scared. I'm going to just have to keep taking a fade with this girl, obviously. Now, like I told y'all, Queen and Man was going back and forth, and he was just calling her out. Queen ends up letting it be known that she needs that with Kash on part 2. So I'm like, okay, y'all having a part 2 or season 2? Because the show ain't even been hidden enough, in my opinion, to have like a part 2, especially with a lot of y'all. But we're going to get to that. A lot of y'all don't need to come back. And I definitely feel as though, we're 4 episodes in, and Queen, yeah, don't need to come back on my screen. No shade. If anything, bring Princess back because she is getting the feel. But you, baby, she could leave you at home next time. But you talking about something that you need that part 2 when you barely wanted to get that part 1, girl, sit down. Moving on to bigger fish that needs to be fried. So apparently, Bailey and Raj are still beefing to this day, y'all. To this day. And be for real. The storyline is not even as serious for y'all to really have beef outside of the show. Like, be so for real. So, a question did come up to Kash, but I want to bring it up because it has more so to do with Bailey and Raj. So, if y'all did not know, Raj is actually Kash's ex-girlfriend in real life. And Kash is dealing with Bailey on the show. So, people was like, Kash, if Bailey your girlfriend right now, why you didn't run Moni, or like why you didn't run Naj? But it seems as though she felt like Bailey was just something to do at the moment. She was kicking it with her for the show, but it wasn't anything serious to where like she was gonna fight Raj behind her, which I do understand that because y'all have real history in the background and in real life. But I definitely feel as though you could have ran Moni, because Moni can fight and Kash seemingly can fight too. So why you just ain't run Moni for your girlfriend? And like, if I'm Bailey, if I'm letting you on me and I'm getting a little just eat it from me, why would I keep letting you eat it? And when it's time to fade, you just watching me fight. Like, if anything, you supposed to be like, I got the girlfriend. If me and you coming in this together, why would you not have my back? I think more so Bailey should have understood what type of person Kash was. Because I definitely feel as though you needed some backup. No shade. Like, no shade. Bailey is not a fighter. Now, once Bailey gets up on the live, she lets it be known that Raj and Moni are pickers and choosers. And really, they only wanted to be for her and not anybody else, aka, in my opinion, Kash. And Raj lets it be known that Bailey let somebody spit in her face. Bailey, you're going outside. And what makes her even more sad is Nina. Nina plays way too much. So Nina gonna ask Bailey, you think you got beat up twice? Or do you think like you won any of your rounds? Or won any of your fades? So Bailey was like, nah, I definitely beat up Raj. Like, I won that fade with Raj. Now, to me, I don't feel as though she won. I definitely think to an extent she was keeping up. But at the same time, I don't feel like she won. But then, too, I can always go back and look at the fight. And y'all can tell me what y'all think in the comments when it comes to them beefing or their fade. Personally, to me, I'm not as invested in their fight because it's just like, y'all are fighting over her saying that Moni can switch it up. And you saying not too much. I just can't get behind the beef. I cannot get behind the stupidity. I really can't. And they all keep talking about the last day. When is the last day coming? Because we went through day 1. Raj got there day 2. So is the last day 3? Or is the last day 2? Because as y'all know, they kind of like still in the morning. Maybe it's like 12, 1 o'clock. Day 2. So I'm trying to figure out, is day 2 the last day? Or is day 3 the last day? And just to speak on Bailey real quick, I don't believe Bailey need to come back either. I think she was in over her head as far as fighting skills. I think she's a pretty girl, absolutely. But Moni tossing her and turning her like that was secondhand embarrassment for me. It just wasn't given. And she's done nothing outside of like fighting them. I don't feel as though we've seen any personality from her. But I could say that for a lot of more people that I am about to talk about. So before we get into the rest of the drama with the cast members, I did want to talk about a question that Nina had asked. Maybe Colton, maybe Moni was still up there. But I know for sure Colton and like Aaron was up there. So she said, how do y'all feel about the cast? Like, do y'all feel as though we picked the right people for the cast? And Moni, I believe, was saying, like, she didn't feel like it was Nina's fault because of how the cast turned out. And mind you, because I'm finna give my opinion in a minute. But she said she don't feel like it's Nina's fault because a lot of them was gassing it in the group chat. And once they got on the scene, it was kind of like, well, we're chilling. And all I'm going to say about that is, for whatever reason, when it comes to Nina shows, Nina has to not, in my opinion, be involved with picking the cast. And I only say that because this is the second show I've watched of Nina's where 50% of the cast is shadows. Like, 50% of the cast is not giving what needs to give. They not showing up doing the job. I feel as though we've seen this on Playboys as well. When they picked so many boys, a lot of it, 50% of the boys was just shadows, and there to hunch more so than do their job as far as coming and entertaining us. They was doing everything but their job. So I definitely feel as though, she's not the only one. But I will say it's a pattern in her shows where 50% of the boys or girls don't show up to do their job. They really just show up to chill and just be there and have like a TV experience. And be wondering why they don't get chose for other shows. Because mind you, they be the same ones auditioning for other shows. And they don't be getting picked because they don't be doing enough to get casted for the shows. When somebody gives you the opportunity and cast you in the first place, you're supposed to take the opportunity and run with it. And two, I definitely feel as though, I'm not in the audition process, but I do think to an extent, when it comes to Nina shows, everybody and their daddy just feel like, oh, I can get on Nina's show. Like, they don't give it their all, as if they was doing like a South Central Baddies or a Young and Reckless. They don't give it their all. They don't give it their oomph. And, you know, it's okay to have 2 or 3 people be shadows. Again, we've seen this before on shows where it's 2 or 3, you know, who are overwhelmed, and it's kind of like, oh, this is how it goes on TV. I never want to do this again. We do see people like that. But I think with Nina's case, it's an overwhelming amount of people that's just there. Like Slay, she just now is getting a fight on like the 4th episode. But like the girl who cool with her with the like BBL body, her. It was another girl. It's like more so the girls on the room hates. A lot of them could go. And I'm not necessarily blaming Nina, but I definitely don't think that she needs to be a part of the process with picking people no more. I think that she need to be in the background with that. Once they pick the cast, then, okay, you come in and want them to have drama. But other than that, no. And I know she's real hands-on with her shows, which I love that. But also, too, you're having a blind spot somewhere when it comes to picking your cast. And this is like the second time we've had that blind spot. And I definitely think, you know, sometimes she do pick good. She was able to pick Pootie. She was able to pick Coco Chanel. We ain't seen Coco on nothing else, but she was able to pick Coco Chanel, Becca. You know, so she do sometimes pick people that's going to come and do the job and do the work. But also, too, she has others who are just there. And I will say, to an extent as well, and this is no shade, but Raj, Moni, Kenzie, in my opinion, are not like Now That's TV stars. Like, they're people that you just cast just to be like, okay, I'm casting some oldies. And to me, I know clout has went down on their end because they went to Nina's show. Like I've said before, and this is just all my opinions, Nina's shows are like the end, like them the last shows that people try to get on from Now That's TV. Like, of course, first, everybody wants to work with Ferrari on Young and Reckless because that's the top tier show of the network. Then you want to go to Isaiah's show. If anything, if you really want to be a breakout and really like be a hit, you go to Isaiah's show. Simple. Because a lot of people who go to Ferrari shows don't venture out to other shows. They don't. They keep with the niche of Ferrari show, which they should, because a lot of times when they branch out, it really don't work in their favor. Some of them, not all. But you kind of want to stay with Ferrari, then Isaiah, then whatever shows like Big Lex is on or she producing, you didn't want to fall into that. And Nina is the last of the last. And it's not because her shows are not good, but it's like a transition show. It's a good commercial. If you get tired of all these fights and you want to break and you want to relax and just watch something, I feel as though Nina has that category on lock. But two, she don't bring she's not picking enough people with big personalities or amazing personalities. To an extent, like with Zodiac House, we seen the same people over and over and over again that we like. Like, what's her name? Vern. Vern did her thing. The Candle Boy who just passed away, he did his thing. He was very much so the comedic relief. Coco was loud. Becca was like, you know, a pop-out personality. Pootie was the hothead of the show. Ari was like, you know, what are we doing here? But could fight. Rose even getting in the paint. Like, you know, she had those people who really was like, yeah, standing on it. Like, doing what need to be done. But two, you look over and you see about 7 or 8 people that's just there. And you like, how did you get here? When did you get casted? And I think it's just more so it's always people on the side that you like, why are you here? So I'm not blaming her, but I also will say that I don't think that she just needs to be a part of the process, or she need to bring people in who know how to pick people who could say like, oh yeah, these people eat. Like, yeah, that person, pick that person right there. Like, not just on surface level. She just needs a second set of eyes. I definitely believe that. But like I said, she's not the only one who has fumbled the bag before. Isaiah has did it with South Central Baddies season 5. I very much believe that he fumbled the bag with that one. And whatever other show I just told y'all that he fumbled as well. And even Big Lex has fumbled before. But I think their wins outweigh hers. So she got to do better with picking her people. But moving on. Now, one of the burning questions was between Raj and Kash on the show, trying to see if her and Moni and Raj had a threesome. But they did not have a threesome. And as y'all know, Kash was very adamant about getting in the bed with them. Like, are you cool? Is you okay? Like, why is you so adamant? But she said that, she's not used to being around Raj, and her and Raj not sleeping in the bed together. They did have a long distance relationship, but I guess, when they made time for each other and seen each other, they were sleeping in the bed together, as they should. But babe, she has a girlfriend at this particular time. The girlfriend don't want you sleeping in the bed with them. Like, it was what it was. But Kash said it wasn't anything sexual to me personally, Britt. It was more about control, and she wanted to, be like, I get what I want. Like, ain't nobody gonna tell me that I'm not sleeping in the bed with her. I'm gonna sleep in the bed with both of y'all. Like, I'm gonna have both of y'all. And as y'all seen, they was like, well, Bailey, how do you feel? Bailey is trying not to get socked on, so she had no feelings. Now, I do like Kash, but I do feel as though Kash is room hates. Honestly, she's really taking over. She's more like the breakout star of it. We gonna see if this lands her anywhere else. I'm sure it will. We're gonna see. But overall, I definitely think she's making her rounds. I believe her and Colton are mostly the breakout stars of this show so far. Now the funniest part of the live for me was Colton and Aaron going back and forth. When I tell you, hilarious. I mean, hilarious. First of all, Colton is funny. So Aaron comes up and Nina was like, yeah, they've been saying jump scare. Bitch, the jump scare took me OUT out. They calling this man turtle, the whole now. They is going crazy. So he don't none of that faze me. I'm like, no shade. If somebody told me I gave him a jump scare, baby, I'll be crying in the corner. It never gave jump scare now. Come on. But he says, he used to this. He true to this. He know people gonna talk about his looks. So they started talking about him and AJ fighting. And everybody, including me, was saying, a whoop was not had, babes. Are you delusional? Are you slow? You was in the fight, and it never gave. You was just tearing AJ up like that. It wasn't a beat up. It wasn't a drag. It very much just gave, a weak fight. So Aaron, but AJ didn't give me no work, though. Me and AJ fought 3 times. Apparently, one of the fights they didn't catch on camera. I'm like, so do that fight really count? Because it was not caught on camera. If we didn't see it, it do not count. So they really only fought twice. But from what I remember, they really only fought once. But it was so weak. If they did fight twice, I don't remember. Nor do I care to, go back and watch. Because it was weak. So on the last day, that's when everything supposedly went down. So Pootie was on the live early on, and he was saying that he should have got Aaron because Aaron been popping it in his confessionals about him, but that's why he ended up just getting him the last day. Not because of the confessionals, but just, I guess some of his spirit was Aaron talking shit, get him, and he ended up, swinging on him or whatever, and they got into it, and Aaron also got Colton. So like I told y'all, Colton came up there, and Colton is hilarious. Colton was like, fight your demons, you stink, that's why you look like a turtle, jump scare, doing the most, doing the whole 9. So Nina calls Colton out, which I'm glad she did, and we're going to get to that. But she calls Colton out, and she's like, you talking all this shit, you talking it, but be the first one rolled up, crunched up, not ready to bang. So Colton, like, what do I look like banging? Yeah, I don't do that. Like, no, I'm not gonna give that. I'm not a fighter. I'm not this. I'm not that. Now, a narrative that I continue to see when it comes to everybody that's not black is, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter. This is a fighting network. The foundation of this network is fades being caught. A fade is always going to be caught. We're not paying for just dialogue. Don't get me wrong, Colton is hilarious in my opinion, and he's definitely the comedic relief, and I like Colton for that. I absolutely do. But you can only joke so many times before I'm like, okay, and what are you going to do about it when after he punches on you? Like, what are you going to do about it? Because you keep rolling up in a ball, I'm going to tell you to shut up and stop making jokes. And honestly, this is the problem that we also have with Nicole. Y'all do talk. And to an extent, like, don't get me wrong, it be real. Y'all be popping it. But once y'all come on these shows, all that, like, no, I'm not a fighter, I'm just giving my opinion, like this and that, that goes out the window when I'm paying my money. Like, no shade. If you want to just talk your stuff, be a reviewer like me. But once y'all go on the show, opinions leads to fades. Lights, cameras, fades. Lady Fame said it best. Fades need to be called. Why do I care about your opinion if you're not going to run it after? And I get it, like, this show is a little more lighthearted, which I'm cool with that. But also know what y'all came here for. Nina's not putting all this stuff in position for y'all to just give opinions and not fight. And when you curled up the first time, I didn't feel bad for you. And when you curled up, I'm like, hold on, what he curling up for? Like, nobody's going to spare him because we do not spare nobody else. And I promise you, everybody black on there does not get spared. Like, truly, it's like a silent rule. When you black, all that, oh, I can't fight. Girl, get out here and run your face. Nobody spares Queen D. Nobody spares Queen D. And we know Queen D cannot fight. Nobody was sparing Dolly on Mean Girls, even though she couldn't fight. Nobody was sparing these people. And anybody else, you can go down the list of people who cannot fight. When they black, they do not get spared at all. So when you Caucasian or anything else, you will not be getting spared either. I do not care. Like, we have to keep it fair. All that, oh, I can't fight, I'm not a fighter. Okay, well, when you come on these shows and you already know that you're supposed to fight, I do not care and I don't want to hear that. Like, that's like saying I'm allergic to strawberries, but I'm still eating strawberries. Like, if I break out in hives, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's my fault. Like, that's how I feel. That's how I just personally feel. That's dumb to me. Like, I'm not saying y'all got to be King Kong to it. I'm not saying that y'all got to be a heavy hitter or anything like that. But I don't really care for when y'all come on these shows and feel like y'all just going to say what y'all want to say and it's not going to be a hit behind it. I'm not paying my money for people to just, quote unquote, give their opinion. Like, get your opinion and run your fades. Simple. Because we don't spare anybody else. So I'm not sparing Colton. I'm not sparing Nicole. Like, as soon as y'all get hit, y'all get quiet, though. The opinion is not necessary anymore. Once y'all see y'all not bigger than the program. And y'all will never be bigger than the program. Simple. But I will give him his props as far as being the comedic relief. He absolutely is that, and he is hilarious. But if you want to call stuff out and you want to come on this network, be ready for a fade to be caught with your kiki kaka ass. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye.